Looking ahead to this week, let's see. On Monday, November 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2200 UTC, is an Artemis 1 mission status briefing to discuss the Orion spacecraft's current status at the midpoint of the mission. Now, this is being broadcast by NASA. I will have a copy for you here on Raw Space so that you can engage in chat with your favorite peeps. Tuesday, November 29th at 10:10 a.m. Eastern, 1510 UTC, is a Long March 2F launch from Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwest China, with the next 3 Chinese taikonauts bound for the Chinese space station. Now, there may be live coverage of this, and if so, I will try to provide it for you. But if not, then you can catch the replay later on. Possibly also on Tuesday at possibly 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC, is the Virgin Orbit Launcher 1 rocket with the Start Me Up mission taking off from the UK. Now, I say possibly because there was only one launch schedule website with this listed, and this particular schedule on November 29th might have just been a placeholder. Sometimes these scheduling websites, they just kind of kick the can down the road when a mission is postponed. They move the scheduled launch to like the end of the month or around the end of the month, and then leave it there rather than taking it down and taking the scheduled item down and then updating it when they have concrete information. So there's no information from Virgin Orbit on this launch, nor from any other scheduling website that I was able to find. But this will be a significant, when it does happen, this will be a significant launch because it will be the first time ever that an orbital rocket launch will have originated from British soil. Now, this is a Virgin Orbit launch, and the Launcher 1 is an air-launched rocket. It rides under the wing, or under the wing of a Boeing 747 aircraft. And so they take off from a runway in the UK, and then they fly out over the ocean, and then they release the rocket. So it's not actually going to be launching over British soil, but it will have originated from British soil. It's kind of splitting hairs. But in any case, there's never actually been an orbital launch from Great Britain before. England has had orbital class rockets, but they have launched from Australia, not from the UK. On Wednesday, November 30th, at 3:39 a.m. Eastern, 0839 UTC, is the launch of a SpaceX Falcon 9 with iSpace Mission 1, also called Hakuto R. This is a pretty cool lunar landing mission from Japan. So iSpace is a Japanese company that had been developing a lunar mission for the Google Lunar X Prize, but when the time limit expired on that prize, they restructured the mission, and it became the Hakuto R Mission 1. And it will be landing, where will it be landing? Targeting a landing in Lacus Somniorum region of the moon. So there's also a lunar flashlight CubeSat, which will be a ride share on that mission. Now, unfortunately, because it's launching at 3:39 in the morning, my time, I will not have a live stream for you, but you can catch it on the SpaceX channel if you wish. Also possibly launching on Wednesday is a Russian Soyuz 2.1A rocket with Fregat M upper stage, with the Nitron 2, or the Nitron number 2 mission. This is a military satellite. We'll be launching from Plesetsk Cosmodrome in the far north of Russia, and there will not be live coverage. At the very same time, Wednesday, November 30th at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2200 UTC, is the second of 2 Artemis 1 mission updates this week. It's a preview of the upcoming lunar escape maneuver and the return trip and splashdown. So this update is on November 30th, and then I misspoke earlier. The retrograde orbit departure is not December 7th. It's actually December 1st, which is this coming Thursday. And then the splashdown is on December 11th. Possibly on Friday, December 2nd, at 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC, is the maiden flight of Zhuque 2, a new Chinese rocket that has been in development. Now, this launch has been delayed from March, July, and September, and I say that this is a possible launch because, again, this is the end of the month, beginning of the next month, and this is a mission that's been postponed a few times, and so this entry, which was only present on one of the multiple scheduling sites I use to aggregate my launch schedules, was only on one of them, and so I'm thinking it also might be a placeholder. But in any case, I'm not expecting live coverage from the Chinese test flight, so whether it does or doesn't launch won't really matter until it actually does, at which point I'll be able to hopefully have a replay for you during the subsequent SpaceWeek. Now, coming up on Saturday, December 3rd at 6 a.m. Eastern, 1100 UTC, is US Spacewalk 82 to install one of the new IROSs, the new solar arrays, on the ISS. Now, this one will go on the starboard fore truss of the International Space Station. So the live coverage starts at 6 a.m. with the spacewalk scheduled to begin about 85 minutes after that. Now, bear in mind, sometimes the spacewalks don't start on time. The last one was more than an hour late starting, but in any case, once they do get started, the spacewalk should last about 7 hours. Now, this spacewalk was scheduled for earlier in the week, but it was pushed out a few days. Similarly, there was the next spacewalk, so Spacewalk 83, which had originally been scheduled for this Saturday, but it was pushed out until later in December because it got bumped by some other, by some Russian spacewalks that are coming up next week.